Hello， 是2024年北京车展啦。Welcome to Gasgoo today. Now we are at the Bosch booth at Auto China 2024. We are very pleased to have Dr. Thomas Irwan, President and Chairman of the ETAS Board of Management, and Mrs. Marilla, Executive Vice President Sales, for a conversation on software-defined vehicles. Founded in 1994, ETAS is a wholly owned subsidiary of Bosch Group, represented in 12 countries in Europe, North and South Africa, and Asia. As the world's leading embedded software development and automotive information security solutions and services provider, ETAS' comprehensive portfolio includes vehicle-based software, middleware, development tools, cloud-based operation services, cybersecurity solutions, and end-to-end engineering and consulting services for the realization of software-defined vehicles, enabling vehicle manufacturers and suppliers to develop, operate, and secure differentiating vehicle software with increased efficiency. Thomas, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again. It's 1 year ago, right?
Wow, how time
wow,
flies.
already 1 year.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah. Today's topics we are focused on the SDV.
Yes.
We see it's a big trend, mega trend happened in recent years in the automotive industry. So what kind of impacts you think it has already bring into our industry?
Yeah. So first of all, I have to say, I think the software-defined vehicle is the biggest transformation in the automotive industry. So there's a huge impact, right? Because, I mean, consider what happens. There's a paradigm shift from hardware really to software. So the amount of software will increase drastically, and also the value of the software in the car will triple by end of 2030. So roughly from 20% to 60%. And that means now with this shift to more software, there's a huge impact on how we develop software.
Yeah.
So you need really to change the way how you develop software, because everything is software driven, it's much faster, you need to decouple hardware from software. So there's a huge impact on innovation, features, business model, and collaboration. I think it's more of not everyone by himself or themselves, but more with collaboration, cooperation, co-integration, co-development.
Yeah.
That's a trend which we see already.
Any differences in the development or pace of the SDV in different regions or countries globally?
I think so, because especially now I'm here already in China for some days, and China's speed is of course different.
Yeah.
I think here in China we see the feature first mentality. Feature first, very fast, very short iterations, very short cycles. And we see in the rest of the world maybe a little bit slower development cycles, also not feature first, but more on reliability, more sustainability, safety, security. But for ETAS, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We support all customers independent from their philosophy, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you position ETAS in this field?
Yeah. So, ETAS, again, 100% subsidiary of Bosch, but independent brand. We position ourselves the following. So we as ETAS, we do basically everything what the customer needs to build good software, fast software, safe software, and application software. So we do everything horizontal. That means customer non-differentiating software, stacks like middleware, base software, but also all the tooling, tool chains, and cybersecurity. At the end, everything to speed up software development and decrease complexity, and help also to manage the increasing complexity, which is definitely another trend with more and more software content in the car.
What happens very interesting is that many OEMs actually they pay a lot of attention and also devote some resources in the SDV by themselves.
Yes.
How do you see this phenomenon, and what kind of labor division between ETAS and OEMs?
Yeah. So also here we see a trend, right? So in the last few years we saw that many OEMs try to software development in-house.
Yeah.
And then I think also now many OEMs found out the non-differentiating part is not scaling, because the ecosystem of one OEM, even of multiple brands in one OEM, is just not scaling. So now the non-differentiating parts more and more are, I would say, again, outsourced. We as ETAS support many customers now to find the best solution in terms of what should be in-house from our point of view, what is differentiating for the end customer, and what is non-differentiating. We really try to support on a larger scale together, even within the open source community, for example, some open source parts, to support the entire industry. And this division of labor, I think, is at the end more productive, more efficient for the entire automotive industry.
Okay. We noticed that ETAS advocates a software factory in order to speed up the development and the deployment of the software. Can you give us more introduction?
So at the end, this is exactly what is behind us, because what we try with our software factory is to speed up the entire software development. If I press here now, accelerate, you see by the red light, some parts like maybe test, build, is maybe slow. But we can speed it up with our solutions, and that means the main 3 KPIs are important. Deployment frequency, lead time for change, and mean time to repair. This is how we measure the improvement. And the more ETAS solutions come into place here, speed up everything. And what do you need for that? Basically is a real software factory, we call it. And this is a complete project setup. It's not only about automation, CI/CD tool chains, it's more. It's about processes, method, tools, everything what you need. And we would like to provide to our customers basically the entire environment, a complete environment to speed up software development and make it, of course, always safe, reliable, secure.
Then I have a question for ETAS. Why ETAS? What's your advantage in this field?
There are many advantages. To name you some. At the end, software development, of course, we know from other industries, it's already a long time, like in the cloud native environment, for example, you have very speedy deployment frequencies, lead time for change, everything. But automotive is specific, right? We have safety critical systems. So our experience in ETAS, with at least 30 years experience in automotive, and together with our mother company, Bosch, 130 plus years experience across the entire stack, from chip to cloud, including all the layers, base software, middleware, application layers, services, tools. This full stack, I think, if this is seamless working together, we have a huge advantage, which we would like to give to our customers, of course.
When you mention customer, it refers to the OEMs or including the suppliers?
Good question. So we, as ETAS, own brand, we have customers, OEMs, but also tier ones.
Also tier ones.
Also Bosch is also a big customer, so we have different channels and different customer segments. Basically, everyone we serve who needs our support.
Any plan for the software factory implemented in the market?
Sure, and we are already quite successful with the concept. We have also in our research room, not for the public, we have some innovations around that one. And we are already with the first customers in contact, not only in POCs, but in real setups to test our software factory. And we will bring that now to the market, also in China, by the way, because we see China is much faster, so most likely the first serious projects might be most likely in China.
There is another topic mentioned frequently in recent years. It's about the quality of software. And also the coordination between software's quality and hardware's quality. So what's your opinion on this?
You're right. And this is maybe one of the things we touched earlier, because this is automotive specific. In the past, you had hardware and software tightly coupled, closely coupled together. Then you had in the car 100, 120 ECUs with software in it, and we shipped that all to the customer. At the customer, the OEM had a big bang integration, bringing all ECUs, different maturity levels of software, hardware together. Therefore, you need an abstraction. You need to decouple the software from the hardware to make the software independent from the hardware, because then you can develop much faster the software. Parallel, you develop, of course, the hardware, but you can test the software much earlier, so you find mistakes earlier. That will improve the quality. You do test earlier, you do also improvements earlier, and finally, it's always a faster, better software quality before start of production, and later then hopefully seamlessly integrated in the entire vehicle, and then that's much easier now than in the past. So this is also what we do with our middleware to help customers to abstract from the hardware, the software.
We have a conversation last year in Auto Shanghai.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then we are in Auto Beijing. So how's everything going during this year?
Oh, very interesting, but also very successful. So ETAS is growing. We are also integrating, for example, we are on the way to integrate a new business field, the diagnostic services. We have several interesting innovations, not to announce in the public now, but to give you just a glimpse of it. We have something with Gen AI, kind of vehicle app development with Gen AI. And if you have time, I show you later in the research room.
Yeah.
So very interesting innovations, growing. The market is growing, and we are part of that. So quite interesting also in these times of transformation, of course.
Anything you want to highlight, especially in the Beijing Auto Show?
Yeah, we are quite impressed by the Beijing Auto Show. We had a time this morning already to sneak around. Super interesting how many brands, new cars, new models are here.
Yeah.
The good quality, and what I like most is, because I'm the tech guy, I like all those features in the cars, right? So many interior things, so many features. It's more about user experience. And also for this, hopefully we help our customers to support them to create even more an even better user experience.
We see the fierce competition here happening every day. Do you see any potentiality in the future for China markets?
Yeah, so China market is one of the most important markets for us, of course. We have a strong local China team, and we even invest there to increase it. And I think we have here one strength in the China market. They are very close to the customer, they are very fast, very speedy, and they can even learn also and take solutions from the global to the local, develop that further, and sometimes now we develop even locally things which we export to global. So it's going in both directions, just where the customer is and whatever we would like to do first and where we are there. And this is, I think, a very positive trend also what we see now for our Chinese business, and we hope to get even more.
As you just mentioned, that the China market has its own specialities, and the local customers, including the OEMs or tiers, actually they have higher demands of the R&D resources, flexibility, the cost, everything. How do ETAS cope up with this change?
Yeah, so we as ETAS, we support all customers. I mean, we see a difference now in China, as I said earlier, this feature-first mentality, this demands for more speed, faster development cycles and features, which we support here with our local team. In the rest of the world, sometimes it's more about early security, early safety features, which we also support with our solutions. I think we are globally well organized to support all the customers independent from which point of view they are coming, where they are in that, also in their transformation, right?
Another phenomenon we notice that more and more Chinese OEMs, they are very passionate to go abroad.
Yes.
So how can you support them in this strategy?
Oh, I mean, we support them with our global solutions, as I said, and we are just discussing also the last days with many local Chinese OEMs customers, and some of them had already or have already some, let's say, plans to go abroad.
Yeah.
And we say, okay, whatever you need, just tell us, what is your pain point, what solution do you need, be it local, be it global, reach out to us, we are happy to support you.
Wow. Looking forward to the more progress of ETAS.
Sure, so talk to you next year maybe, yeah? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Thomas. You are in charge of ETAS sales function. How's the ETAS performance globally last year?
Yeah, so the performance was quite well. We are growing €500 million globally with turnover. Main region is still Europe, but we are fast growing also in China.
I just talked with Thomas about the impact of SDV, how this trend influence the industry development. Does SDV have some impact on the business model or the sales pattern from your point of view?
Yes, so very much on the sales pattern, because we need to listen very closely to our customers. There is so much change, so much dynamic in the market that we really need to be close at what is the pain point today and what will be the business model then of tomorrow. And our customers, they have developed also in-house solutions, so we need also to see where is fitting together our solutions with their solutions. So Software Factory, for example, is a good example where we consult the customer, where we add our engineering services, and that requires a technical expertise from our sales professionals, yes.
When you deal with different customers in different regions, can you share with us your insights about their characters?
Yeah, so I think OEMs always are very proud of their technical expertise, and in software you can see that this is maybe also different. Yeah, there's a long history in hardware. In software the history is maybe not so long, so there is a lot of in-house development, but we see also today that a lot of OEMs, just because it's not scalable, talk to us again and also want to have the innovations that we are putting out to the market. And we see it very important to collaborate. So we are not replacing anything that OEMs have developed in-house, but we can make it maybe a more scalable business, and therefore we also see them as partners, not so much as we are only the supplier, right? So it's a different positioning that we see there also.
When we enter the area of SDV, do you think there are some higher requirements of the sales team?
Yes, I think the dynamics that we see in the software area are very much fast. So we really need to be close to understanding what is the technical possibilities, but also what do the customers need, and especially in China, where are they now? Because they are much faster than in other parts of the world. And therefore you need to be very close, linked to the customers.
What kind of expectation you have in the market of China?
China for us is a really interesting market, because a lot of innovations that we are currently working on will happen first in China. Therefore, we need to have a good relationship first to really have the trust from the customers, but also deliver something to the customers that will give them an advantage in the market to really differentiate from others. Although our solutions are maybe the basis only, are non-differentiating between the solutions that are on a feature level, for example. So the end customer will not experience that very much. But if it doesn't work, the end customer will notice. So this is something where we think we put more focus on. Then secondly, it's also about local for local. We've done that experience that with developing here in the same pace, in the same market, we are much faster in meeting the requirements of our customers. And therefore, this is the way we approach it.
Have you ever noticed that in China, especially this year, everybody talk about the cost saving? A lot of pressure from the OEM to the suppliers. How do you cope up with this situation?
Yeah, so I think that is also teaching us to be very efficient on our cost basis and to develop only the things that are really needed for the customer, and not the next technology that might be very nice to have, but really what is needed to make them faster, more efficient, and to meet really the core requirements. And cost is one of the core requirements. So I think this teaches us also to get more efficient as a supplier.
Make yourself become more stronger.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
ETAS actually have a large portfolio of its products, and also you advocate the software factory, this new idea. So how to explain to the customer?
So I think in the OEM world we know a factory, right, for hardware. So this is basically the software factory. How do I develop software in a professional, automated way? How can I put all the different vertical development areas so that they collaborate? And we see that this is one of the major problems that legacy OEMs have, to really bring all the departments together to work into one high-performance vehicle computer, for example, because in the end it's a joint effort and a joint success also. It's not that it's in the single verticals like in the past.
Any best practices you have to share with us with the cooperation with the local OEMs here?
So we have very good cooperations here in the local market with all the big names that you have here in China.
Yeah.
So it's the startup OEMs, but also the established OEMs. So I think it's all of them basically. Yeah.
Yeah, they have different characters.
It's very different characters.
But basic demands actually is the same.
Yes, because the competition is so strong in China. I think it's the same requirements that all the customers have to us, right? Making them faster, making them more efficient, really meeting the cost targets that they have. So it's quite similar. Yes, I think you can see some are more stressed maybe than others. Some have a maybe even higher pace than others. But generally speaking, in China, it's global. From a global perspective, it's much faster than in the rest of the world.
I'm really curious about the after service of this software business.
Yeah.
Did you have such kind of concept?
Yeah, we have basically maintenance that we do for our customers, and we have a 30 years history in really delivering software products and doing also the maintenance, because that is the part that then in the end is maybe not so fancy for the developer, right? Maintaining the software for old platforms, for old models that we put out there, and therefore there we can have a scalable approach. We can reduce the cost for each and every customer, and therefore this is already a business model that we have for a long time.
Yeah. Last question is about what's your impression about the Auto Beijing 2024?
Yeah, it shows again very dynamic, the market reflection. Basically, we've seen a lot of new models that were launched now today, and it's also good to get into the relationship again with all the different customers and to see what happened in 1 year. So I think it's a snapshot of 1 year to the other and how much the pace is growing in China.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.